Hello everyone and welcome back to some more K-pop news. In today's video, I have news on how ADOR has now finally taken legal action for NEWJEANS. Also, I have news on how K-pop decided to have an award show in Hong Kong despite there being a very bad tragedy that happened in Hong Kong this past week, and also a whole lot of news like that as well. So with all that being said, let's get straight right to the video right now. For the first news that I have for you today, I have a very surprising news for you because this past week ADOR has announced that they are now taking legal action against every single person who has not posted a bunch of bad posts and comments about jeans online on a bunch of social media websites. And what I'm talking about is that it says right here as the severity of bad posts targeting the artist, including fake news, invasion of privacy, bad insults, and derogatory terms have increased. We added more monitoring staff and perform a thorough evidence collection. We plan to promptly file a criminal complaint this month against individuals who have posted malicious content and comments on online sites such as on Naver News, DC Inside, Instance, Japan, MLB Park, The Q, and others as sites like this as well. And it seems that ADOR has now filed a lawsuit because after this news came out, it was announced that a man who was in his 20s was arrested because he had been posting a bunch of these fake videos and photos about the jeans in a telegram room, and after he had gotten arrested, this is the type of punishment that he is now facing because of what he has not done towards them right now. And it says right here that the punishment that he has not paid for his crimes is that he has to not pay a fine of 50 million Korean won, and he has to also complete a 40-hour as-violence treatment program for the crime that he has now committed to NEWJEANS. Now look, here's my thoughts about this news right here. First off, I'm happy to hear that ADOR has not taken legal action for NEWJEANS, and the reason is because ever since a bunch of people have now posted a bunch of bad things about them, ADOR has never done anything at all to help or anything at all to support them at all. And so because that, when I heard this news, I was like, oh my gosh, really? And I was so shocked to hear that ADOR has now finally taken legal action for them. Also, I'm happy to hear that this person who has not posted deepfakes about them has not gotten arrested and has not gotten his punishment. And I hope that after he does his punishment, I hope that he never does anything like this ever again to the jeans at all. Last week, a really big tragedy had happened inside Hong Kong where a bunch of people had passed away due to a really big fire happening inside of a really big apartment building. And after that happened, a lot of people were wondering if K-pop was either going to postpone or either was going to cancel their yearly award show called March 2025. But it seems that K-pop decided to not cancel their award show, but instead to have it in the same week that this really bad tragedy has not happened inside of Hong Kong last week. And the reason why they decided not to cancel their show is because it says right here that you'll hold the show in a quieter and toned down atmosphere. It was also said that the organizer had quickly notified the artists that they're discussing appropriate measures, hopefully reviewing the situation and changing the scripts of their show. Now, like for me personally, like I don't even think that this show even needs to happen, and the reason is because for me personally, like first off, I would have had the show postponed until next year, or rather had the show canceled entirely to pay the respects to the people who had lost their lives in this really bad tragedy that had happened inside of Hong Kong. But the fact that despite that, the fact that you decided to have the award show despite this really bad tragedy inside of Hong Kong makes no sense to me, and I hope that they learned their lesson about the show that was not supposed to happen this year in 2025 because of this really bad tragedy that had happened inside of Hong Kong. Now moving on to some health update news, it was announced that while Stray Kids was performing at the Momo Awards show in Hong Kong this past weekend, it was announced that Stray Kids member named Lino has now gotten an ankle injury while he was performing over there. I'm so sad to hear that he has now sprained his ankle, and I hope that he can recover from his injury sometime very soon so that he can perform alongside Stray Kids whenever Stray Kids has their next performance as a full group. Another house news that I have for you is that it was announced that CHAEYOUNG is going to be on a health hiatus for a little while longer, and it was also announced that she has now been diagnosed with vasovagal syncope. And so because that, she has been ordered to take a lot of rest in order to recover from her sickness. Now look, I'm so sad to hear also that CHAEYOUNG is also going to be out for a little while longer, and I hope that she can recover at the end of the year so that she can perform alongside Twice during the rest of the world tour next year. Now, I have a very sad news for you because it was sadly announced that after 12 years of being under YG Entertainment, it was sadly announced that famous K-pop duet named AKMU has now decided to leave YG Entertainment after 12 years. And the reason why they left is because it says right here that they want to start their own independent company with their longtime YG manager. And look, here's my thoughts about this one. First off, I'm sad to hear that they have now left YG after 12 years, and also I wish them the best of luck in their own independent company that they are most likely going to be making and happening and starting sometime next year in 2026. For the final news that I have for you today, I have a good news for you because it was announced that Stray Kids is now going to become the first hip-hop headliner at Brazil's Rock in Rio Festival that's going to be happening next year on September 11th of 2026. I'm so happy to hear that Stray Kids is going to be performing at this Brazilian festival, and I'm so excited to find out on what songs and on how many songs that they are going to be performing at this festival next year. But thank you so much as always for watching my K-pop news video, and don't forget to like, comment, and to also subscribe down below for more K-pop news like this one. Anyways, that's it for today, and I will see you next time. Bye!